So one of the questions I often get from a lot of students is, why can't I lead with the hips in the downswing? Or I can't separate, or I can't open my hips enough. And to be honest with you, when I watch them swing, or if they send their swings because it's somebody who's reaching out for help online, it doesn't surprise me. And the reason why is because they're leaving the upper body behind. Okay, now you imagine, right? Let's say, golf is a funny game because obviously we tend to analyse it so that we can all scrutinise it and help one another and talk about positions. But sometimes what you want to do is, particularly if you're struggling with movement, is just strip it right back to basics. And that's why things like the rope drill are really good. Because what the rope drill does is it just gives you a feeling of just moving an object to the side of the body, right? And that's why I love, for a lot of my online students and face-to-face, I do a lot of things like lead hand only swings. Up, down and through. Same with the trail arm, up, down and through, because it just takes things back to basics. Now, you imagine I was going to throw a ball and I went, right, I'm just going to lead with the hips like this. No, it's a contortion. You would never do that. You would move your upper body as well, like this. See, my upper body moves, okay, like so. So it's not just this, and it's not like, oh, I open up my lower body, that passes on the energy to my upper body and then onto my arm. It doesn't work like that. It works like that when we're analysing it biomechanically, and that information is really interesting because we know what's happening and what every professional golfer is doing from a sequence. So it takes away a little bit of subjectivity of like, oh, pros pull the arms first. Well, we know they don't, but whether you want to feel like that, that's okay. So the science in the game is fantastic. It's fantastic for the golf coaches, like weight pressure. We know that we're supposed to move like this because it helps us put weight pressure. And it gets rid of all the, the old stuff that maybe wasn't quite right. But you've got to be careful working on your own game because it's a swing, because it's a movement, and you need to have an element of fluidity. So what I am going to do though, which will help. So to answer the question as to why you can't lead with your lower body, it's kind of like, well, if you think about it like that, then there's no surprise, okay? Because you shouldn't think about it like that. If I place this through my belt loops, place this one across my shoulder line, and take hold of the club right hand only. So you can't swing the club like this, okay? It doesn't work like that. What you want to do is you want to make sure that your upper body is moving with you, okay? Now, the big thing that you don't want to do is equally let your upper body just move without your lower body. Can you see the way this would lend itself to over the top? So let me show you the difference. So what we're basically saying is, you don't just lead with the lower, oh God, like a contortion, but equally you don't just move the upper without the lower. You have to move the upper and the lower. And what that does is this produces the separation, which gives you the ability to clear the hips. So what I would say is, if you're somebody who feels like you can't lead with the lower body, well then stop thinking about it like that and move your upper body with you. Because if you just do some drills, like I've said before, some simple little right-handed swings, you'll notice the way your upper body has to follow through with you. You do some simple left-handed swings, you'll notice the way your upper body has to follow through with you. So hopefully the demonstrations make sense, and just stop trying to do it. I'll see you soon.